Describe a time you made a decision to wait for something. You should say when it happened, what you waited for, why you made the decision, and explain how you felt while waiting.
There is no denying this conviction that making informed decisions is a daunting task. In life, we come through enormous circumstances where making a prudent choice becomes challenging. In such a scenario, we have to consider many factors while arriving at a decision. I have had a situation where I decided to wait. Last year, my laptop broke down. Due to my younger brother's negligence, I repaired it, but its performance was not up to the mark. I am a YouTube blogger, and I need a laptop for doing most of my work daily to search for information quickly, and also for editing and uploading videos on YouTube. Many times I used my friend's laptop for doing it, but I wanted to get the best deal to save money for purchasing my new laptop. At that time, I decided to buy a new laptop, but I planned to wait for 3 months till the Diwali festival. On the day of Diwali, I visited the laptop store where I checked out the latest laptop with the latest features. With the help of the salesman, I was able to decide which laptop to buy. I found the best offer on a Dell laptop i5 11th generation with the latest features at a reasonable price. I purchased it and paid the amount online with my credit card. Due to a festival offer, I got 5,000 rupees as cash back on this deal. As I got the laptop on a discount, so I think the period of 3 months was worth waiting for. This was a wise decision by me. Overall, it was a time I made a decision to wait for something. Describe a person who impressed you the most when you were in primary school. Who he or she is. How you knew him or her. Why he or she impressed you the most. And how you feel about him or her.
I was considered a very naughty and smart kid in my childhood, but I never used to study at home. In fact, I would spend all my day playing sports or video games. My mother made me attend extra classes after school with a home tutor nearby. Her name was Mrs. Nirmaljit Kaur, who was 35 years old. She is the person who impressed me the most during my childhood. Firstly, she developed my interest in studying. Before her, I used to consider studying a chore. I only studied before exams. Rather than asking me to memorize things, she made me understand the concept behind things. She covered everything in detail. But her studies were not the only reason why she left such a big imprint on me. I learned many of life's valuable lessons from her in my childhood. She taught me the importance of humility, punctuality, and industriousness. Even if I was late by 5 minutes, I was not allowed to attend the class. Another thing that I liked about her was that, though she was strict, she was also very friendly to talk to. I shared all my problems with her, and instead of providing solutions, she would ask me to think about the best action in that scenario. Because of this, I am independent today, and I am confident in taking decisions without second-guessing myself. She was more than a teacher to me in this regard. I shared all my thoughts with her, and she would always patiently listen. I have the utmost respect for her, but I also feel guilty because I know I could never repay her for everything she did for me. Overall, she is a person who impressed me the most when I was in primary school.
Talk about a TV show you like to watch. You should say. What is the program about? When do you watch it? Who do you watch it with? Why do you like to watch it?
There are numerous TV channels that broadcast a variety of shows. Every person now uses TV as a source of information and entertainment. I want to focus on one program in particular, the CID program, because I find it to be the most educational for everyone given the high crime rate. CID is a popular TV show that is related to a crime. It shows different types of criminal cases or scenes to make the public aware of the crimes and the consequences. The main purpose of broadcasting this TV program is to help the public become aware of crime and how crime can spoil the lives of others. Additionally, people can stay knowledgeable about criminals and their tactics. They can prevent such criminal activities from happening in the future. Since I am constantly busy with my studies and household duties, I don't have time to watch it every day, but I usually watch it with my family every weekend. On weekends, my family is also free, especially in the afternoon. We all watch it while seated in front of the TV. My parents are also enthusiastic about watching this show. One of the most popular crime dramas on Indian television, CID, is shown on Sony Channel. Many people love to watch this crime series because of the fictional characters in this program. ACP Pradyaman, Daya, and Abhijit are the trio of key characters in this series. Daya and the other team members are famous among the kids and younger ones. All the individuals in the police official team play their roles in a realistic way, and they appear to be real police officers. One of the main reasons I started watching this TV show is that it has an impact on people's minds and appears to be real. This is the reason I consider this program my favorite TV show.
Describe a person who likes to grow plants. You should say who the person is. How do you know the person? What types of plants does he/she grow? Why does he/she grow plants?
Well, gardening is the most popular activity in my country, but very few people actually take action to protect the environment. I'll tell you about one such person who is doing a fantastic job of planting trees and is constantly trying to do so. My neighbor, Mr. Virender Singh Sandhu, is 40 years old and is actually a botanist by profession and works as a professor at the Agriculture University in Ludhiana. Being a botanist, he has profound knowledge about the different plants and their species, and also deep information about agriculture, such as vertical and organic farming. He is very much concerned about the degrading environment. He knows that the way the problem of global warming is worsening each day is not too far away, that it would become challenging to survive on this planet, and the only solution to the problem is to plant more and more trees. This is perhaps the reason why, approximately 10 to 15 years ago, he started planting trees and educating people about the same. Initially, people didn't take him seriously, but he didn't stop. He continued to do so out of his own resources, and when people actually realized his concern, they started to join him. He is more like an inspiration for everyone. Not only in public places, but even at his house, he has a large lawn where he has planted hundreds of trees and exotic species of plants that are thriving despite the fact that they cannot survive in the climate in my area. I must admit that Mr. Sandhu has taught me a lot. Perhaps because of this, I also make an effort to plant trees whenever I can, but I also make sure to plant and care for a tree on each of my birthdays.
Describe a time you had a disagreement with someone. You should say who was the person? Why did you have the disagreement? Was the issue resolved? If yes, how?
Making decisions is critical, and people may agree or disagree with them. We must regard their judgment. I frequently agree with my parents' and friends' choices. When someone disagrees with my viewpoint, I make an effort to see things from their perspective. I will revise my judgment if I believe it to be incorrect. Here, I'll discuss a time when I disapproved of my parents' choice to purchase a new apartment. I had a disagreement with my father. My parents are swift in decision-making and their decisions are always excellent. My father never wastes time chatting with others. One day, my father decided to sell our heritage house and buy a new one in the big city. And my mother also agreed with him. This decision was made very quickly without giving a second thought and proper analysis. My parents wanted to buy a new property, so they decided to sell our heritage land, which we inherited from our forefathers. My house and the neighborhood hold a very special place in my heart, as do all of my childhood memories. I have no desire to leave my friends or my ancestral home. So I suggested my father to renovate it with modern amenities, so they can feel the change in the house. I also suggested some changes they could make and how they could make better use of the space. Absolutely, yes. My parents and I had a quick conversation about it and came to an understanding. I disagreed because my grandfather and I had a close relationship and he frequently told me tales about our home and the neighborhood. He took good care of it because it was where he had spent his formative years. He also got my word that I would always keep this house and never sell it.
Describe a house or apartment that someone you know lives in. You should say whose house or apartment this is, where the house or apartment is, what it looks like inside, and explain what you like or dislike about this person's house or apartment.
In my nation, the majority of people reside in either their own homes or rented homes in the developed or rural areas. Despite the fact that I have seen many houses, one in particular caught my eye, so it is worth seeing. I want to talk about a home that a friend of my father's owns here. This house belongs to one of my father's best friends, Mr. Tajinder Singh, who is 40 years old, and he is actually a botanist by profession and works as a professor at the Agriculture University in Ludhiana. He has left no stone unturned in designing his house. The house is in a countryside area, far away from the hustle and bustle of the city. From the outside, it looks like a simple accommodation, but its interior makes it special. The area of this house is nearly 80 merles and 2 stories. The inside of the house is a combination of nature and technology. Various indoor plants are placed in every nook and corner. A water curtain in the middle of the drawing room produces a natural sound. Apart from this, 2 fish aquariums are there. A small library inside the house has a huge collection of books. The other peculiar feature is the best use of the windows. All windows have solar panels, which convert solar energy into electricity. Due to this, the house generates electricity on its own. Apart from this, there is the latest equipment for doing physical activities. The thing I like the most about the house is effective use of space. Through meticulous design and planning, every corner of the house is put to use. In this modern era where houses are increasing global warming, this particular abode has carved out a niche by being an environmentally friendly place. And the parking is very neat and clean. Overall, I know a house that someone who lives in.
Describe a place where you go to do outdoor activities or play a sport. You should say where is it located? What activities you can do at this place? How often do you go there? Why do you like this place?
Well, it's unfortunate that most people these days spend most of their time indoors and don't engage in outdoor activities because they prefer to spend time with technology. However, I am not one of them. Instead, I spend healthy amounts of time outside, participating in some outdoor activities, and for this reason, I frequently visit my neighborhood garden without skipping a beat. In my hometown, there is a large garden not too far from my home, so in the evening I visit this place with my friends and sometimes with my family. We have been going to this garden for 6 months. Due to the fact that I interact with new people every day, I think that this is not only beneficial for my health but also a social activity. In addition, it really helps me to improve my concentration and helps me to feel mentally relaxed. We carry out a wide range of tasks. We start by jogging for a while because this garden is very large and has a jogging track, and it really helps us to warm up our bodies. We then engage in other, more health-improving activities like yoga, meditation, enjoying the beauty of flowers, relaxing in the shade of trees, and having fun while telling jokes after our bodies have warmed up. This garden has some gym equipment that is installed, and local people can enjoy or use them without paying a single penny. So, the best thing about visiting this park is that we don't have to join any gym or pay a membership fee. We can do some light exercises and do some workouts without paying. Another benefit is that there is a wide variety of flowers, trees, and chirping birds, so I feel more connected to nature and more relaxed. Finally, this place is very neat and clean, and everything is placed in the right place. Thousands of people visit there every day. Overall, I can say that this park is one place where I go to enjoy some outdoor activities.
Describe a person you know who is from a different culture. You should say who he/she is, where he/she is from, how you knew him/her, and explain how you feel about him/her.
Nowadays, it is quite common for people to make friends from various cultures and countries. Because of advances in technology, particularly the internet, it is now simple for people to communicate internationally. Even though I have a lot of friends who are from various cultures, here, I would like to talk about someone who belongs to another culture. Ms. Clara Nilsson, who belongs to Sweden, is only 25 years old. Last year, I went to Harmandar Sahib in Amritsar with my family, and she also came there with her parents as a tourist to explore Indian religious places. She was looking for someone who could explain the history to her and assist her in doing so. I consented when she requested assistance in English. I explained everything in detail to her for almost 2 hours. We quickly became friends and began chatting with each other on Instagram and WhatsApp after exchanging phone numbers. During this chat, she asked me many things about India and the places to visit in India. In fact, she told me a lot about her nation and culture. I learned about the culture of different states in Sweden, people's lifestyles, weather, festivals, and some beautiful places in her country, such as Lapland, Northern Light, and rural Sweden, from her. I think that she is a very nice and straightforward girl. Overall, I felt really great after learning about another culture, and it also made me excited to learn more about her culture and tradition. Overall, I know Ms. Clara Nilsson, who belongs to a different culture.
Describe a person who you believe dresses well. You should say who this person is. How do you know him or her? What kind of dresses he or she wears?
Everyone love wearing trendy clothes, and people spend a lot of money shopping for them because dressing nicely is a sign of good manners and can alter one's entire personality. Fashion is very important to models and movie stars. People imitate them because they set trends by dressing posh in their movies. Here, I'd like to discuss a person with decent fashion sense. He is Mr. Jaspreet Singh, who is my English teacher. Actually, he is a certified English tutor who is 35 years old, and has a fair complexion. Moreover, he is a kind and hard-working person. His dressing sense is also quite fabulous because he knows how to dress well for every event. When I enrolled in my 10th class at my secondary school, I first met him, and we have remained in contact ever since. He looked dashing when I first met him because he was dressed up in a formal cream shirt and black pant. In addition, he always favors wearing bright colors because, in his opinion, they give him new life and make him feel as vibrant as a daisy. He is a prudent buyer and knows to purchase splendid things at a reasonable price. He always prefers to wear traditional outfits on special occasions like weddings and festivals, whereas comfortable attire is his priority for formal attire like pants, shirts, ties, and leather shoes. Overall, he is the person who always dresses well, and I like him the most.
Do you think online shopping will replace in-store shopping in the future? Why?
No, there is no way to completely replace traditional shopping because people need to touch and try certain items and have a quick need for them. Additionally, local merchants and their regular customers have a special bond, so I think the two will coexist but never completely replace one another. Describe a time when you received money as a gift. You should say, when did you receive it? What did you do with it? How did you feel about it?
In Indian culture, it is quite common to give and receive money. There are numerous occasions when people receive money as a gift from their family and relatives, including birthdays, weddings, any success in life, and many more. Today, I would like to talk about a time when my family gave me money as a gift. I vividly remember that last year, my 17th birthday was. My parents organized a grand night party at home and invited my kith and kin. On that special day, I dressed up in a formal suit. Moreover, my house was decorated with lights and balloons because I love the decoration of lights. Actually, my parents invited my businessman maternal uncle, who resides in Delhi, to my birthday celebration. Although I received a lot of gifts from my family and friends on that day, I received 20,000 rupees as a gift from my maternal uncle. Initially, I resisted accepting the cash, but after hearing him explain that doing so is a sign of his love, I complied. First, I made the decision to use this money to buy a few new dresses, but I quickly changed my mind because I already had a large collection of branded new dresses and didn't want to waste money on clothing. Finally, I decided to use that money to purchase a new laptop because my exams were quickly approaching. I, therefore, had to create presentations, especially for online classes. Honestly speaking, I was on top of the world after receiving a hefty amount as a gift, although I had received many other gifts. Overall, this was a time when I was gifted a lump sum of cash.